And it's a critical day for music company EMI. Controlling investor Terra Firma and its boss Guy Hands must prove to its creditor group Citigroup it'll be able to pay back the billions it's borrowed. Poppy Trowbridge reports from the buyout firm's home base in Guernsey.
It may look peaceful, but it's the battleground from which two giants of finance are fighting over the future of one of the world's leading music companies, EMI. Guernsey is home to the company's owner, private equity firm Terra Firma, and its boss, Guy Hands. He's up against one of the world's biggest banks, and some analysts say the tide's against him.
Everybody understands that this company and its cash flow potential is relatively modest in relation to the financing commitments that it has undertaken.
Today marks the deadline for Hands to meet a payment to Citigroup, one of his creditors, or he'll lose control of the firm that publishes artists from the Beatles to Coldplay. Hands took on more than £2.5 billion of debt to buy the music group in 2007 and has already written off the value of that investment to zero. He needs his own Terra Firma investors to agree to let him hand over more than £100 million of his own money to pay EMI's debts. But that's just a drop in the ocean. EMI is in need of more than £200 million in the next 3 years if it's to stay within his control. If successful, he'd buy the time to convince Citigroup that a tough restructuring of EMI is needed. The record company lost nearly £2 billion last year. Hands has also filed a lawsuit against the bank, claiming it wasn't honest about a rival bidder, which caused his team to overpay. The uncertainty over EMI's future has prompted some famous acts, like Queen and Paul McCartney, to leave for rivals. As a result, this quiet enclave in the English Channel and Hands himself are attracting more and more attention.
Thank you so much.
Summer's getting underway here in Guernsey's main port, but for Guy Hands, a mid-June deadline to hand over the millions of dollars needed to keep EMI afloat could just overshadow it all. Poppy Trowbridge, Bloomberg News, St. Peter Port in Guernsey.